We're live.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to show up on the YouTube screen here. All right. Hi, hello everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. That's RJ Carter and I'm Mike Walters, and we're here for our weekly look back at comics history. This week we'll be looking at couple of selections from that went on sale in July of 1939 from Fox Feature Syndicate, Mystery Men Comics Volume 1, Number 2, and Wonder World Comics Volume 1, Number 5. The features we'll be focusing on include Green Mask, Blue Beetle, Zanzibar the Magician, and The Flame. So before we get into that, though, we'll give it a few minutes to give people a chance to get in. RJ, how did your week go this week?
It was a good week. It ended kind of badly. I mean, we got all this snow, which normally doesn't bother me, but we got where I live is very steep mountain roads and sharp curves. Even my driveway is a bit of a slant, so I'm my car is stopped where it stopped, and it didn't go off the side of the mountain. It's just kind of hanging one tire over it. So we'll pray that Santa Claus sends us some sunlight again tomorrow and melts the snow again, so I can pull it up.
Yeah. Well, too bad Superman just can't come along and just lift it up onto the road.
Yeah, just a little push is all I need, but I need somebody who can stand in the air,
yeah,
like he can do.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't know if you caught a portion of my broadcast last night, but did you know that Titan Comics will be releasing a pair of omnibuses in the upcoming year here, revolving around Conan?
I did not know they were releasing Conan. Now Titan is in Europe. That's England.
Yeah.
So okay, I might have seen that. I know that
Marvel. It was the article I read it from was from CBR. It was so they're apparently going. They're going to release a couple omnibus editions, Conan the Barbarian and Savage Sword of Conan, from back in like the 1970s.
Yeah,
Roy Thomas and another guy was some three named guy, Windsor Smith or something like that.
Barry Windsor Smith. Yes,
Barry Windsor Smith,
seminal artist on the series. I think I did hear something about this because there was talk about how it had already been released in omnibus format up to a certain point, and they're going to release number 1 again. So if you were waiting for like number 9, it was either 9 or 19, but you have to wait through all of them again to get to the point where your collection is already complete.
Yeah, and look, we have somebody else who's joined us, RJ. Look at this. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Glad you're here. And as always, guys, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, help us get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. And also, if anything we talk about grabs your interest or you have questions on, feel free to comment or ask. We'll try to do our best to answer the questions as best we can. Actually, there was one other interesting little story that came out yesterday as well that I guess I should ask you about too. I don't know if you had heard about this, but Kickstarter is apparently banning AI art.
Yes and no. It's again, if you they don't know what they're going to do yet, so they're going to basically be making decisions on a case by case basis. They're like, we'll know if it's wrong when we see it.
Yeah, well, because I guess that there is some argument that some of the AI art they're just simply copying the work of other artists.
Yes, which it's absolutely not. But
well, there's been a lot of people come out and who basically slammed AI art altogether for that. Like I know one of the people apparently commented on it was Hayao Miyazaki, of course, one of the co-founders of Studio Ghibli, also came out and yeah, no, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. There we go. Anyways, yeah, but anyways, as I was saying, Hayao Miyazaki was came out and really slammed it. Like he had some not so nice things to say about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, artists are scared because, they're seeing, possibly something replacing their job. Just like any line worker in a factory who saw a
Right.
robot put on a tire got scared about losing their job. Just like sketch artists for newspapers in 1840 and previous got scared when somebody said, "Hey, look, this is called a camera." And, they got scared of losing their jobs.
Yeah. Anyways, we got some people in here now, so I guess we can go ahead and get started on our on the historical comic retrospect. I'm going to take a look back, as I said, back to July of 1939, looking at books that went on sale from Fox Feature Syndicate. And the first one we're going to look at is Mystery Men Comic Volume 1, Number 2, which of course featured three key heroes that we know of. Green Mask, Blue Beetle, and Zanzibar the Magician.
Oh, and this is going to be the Dan Garrett Blue Beetle, isn't it?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think this is still the early on. I don't know if they've gotten to the point where he's actually in the more traditional superhero costume. This might still, this might still be the one where he's in like kind of the business suit and the fedora and all that. So this book went on sale in July of 1939, even though the cover date was September of 1939. So every issue, Rex Dexter of Mars, 13 complete features packed with action, adventure, fun thrills, Green Mask, Cheng Cheng, Blue Beetle. And of course, at this point in time, Blue Beetle wasn't the big feature. It was actually Green Mask was the big feature here originally. And we'll thank you, boys and girls, for the wonderful reception you've given Mystery Men Comics. Actually, I'm going to let you do narration here. You want to go ahead and read this?
Sure. Thank you, boys and girls, for the wonderful reception you've given Mystery Men Comics. We knew you'd like it. It is the aim of the editors of this magazine to continue giving you the best in comics. Action, adventure, thrills, packed in every feature of Mystery Men Comics. Don't fail to see every issue of this exciting magazine, 64 pages in full color, the greatest dime's worth on the newsstand. Editor forgot his apostrophe, but that's okay.
Do you want me to send you the link to the comics page here?
I can see the screen. It's okay.
All right. So here we go.
Merry Christmas, Woody.
Woody's here, huh? Hey, Woody. And he changed his avatar there a little bit.
He's got an NFT monkey. Oh no.
And as always, guys, again, if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people on here, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything, as I said, grabs your attention, feel free to or to comment or ask questions, and we'll go ahead and try to answer those questions as best we can. All right, the Green Mask. So you want to I'll let you do the narration, and then we'll okay.
We'll figure out voices after that. Yeah. All right. The Green Mask. Into a deadly tongue war steps the greatest foe of the underworld to rid the city of an oriental menace.
Okay, now before we go on, you know what the Tong Wars were, all right?
Yeah. Well, couldn't speak to them historically, but I can tell by context it was something to do with China.
Yeah, I think it was a warfare between like Chinese gangs. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, they were a mafia.
Yeah. Bang by Walter Freem. Okay, so let's see. You want to do the guy on? Okay, so the narration, and then you gotta do the guy in red there, and then I'll do the servants there.
Okay. Sansin, arch criminal, head of dope and smuggling rackets, gives orders to his underlings. So the worthless Chu Fan refuses to pay for our protection. We shall give him and the others a lesson.
It shall be done.
Also, Fu Yang and Sing Tu have sought police, and it is time they joined their ancestors. That night, a car speeds forward, past Chu Fan's shop, and a bomb is thrown.
Boom!
Sansin's reign of intimidation continues to plague Chinatown merchants who dare resist him. That gun had a silencer. Murders in Chinatown increase. Police attribute killings to Tong uprising. Good work, Lo Feng. The rest of the merchants now pay without resistance. Back at I hate when they put the narration after the dialogue. You've already read it. Yeah, we're back at Sansing's headquarters. We know that.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the Green Master.
On these features, I think you need to look for that more.
Yeah, you got to look down and then up, down and then up.
And I'll do Green Mask here, but go ahead with the narration.
The Green Mask ponders over the murders and decides to go into action.
Tong Wars, huh? Eh? This is the work of Sansin. I'll pay him a little visit. This is Sansin's place. All right. Put your hands up, not a sound, or you're a dead Chinese. Take me to Sansin. If you try any funny stuff, my finger might slip. All right. Don't shoot. I take you. Maybe not the best Chinese accent, but doing the best.
I've watched a lot of Charlie Chan lately, so I imitate Sidney Toler imitating Chinese.
Yeah. Sansin, you're taking the first boat to China. I'm taking over Chinatown.
Something very bad in Chinese.
Yeah. Obviously. And then the narration's on the bottom again.
The wily Sansin presses a hidden button with the sole of his foot. And the floor beneath the Green Mask, plunging him downward. Green Mask, come out unarmed. I wish speech with you.
Okay, open the door. My gun is on the floor.
Come upstairs again, and we shall talk.
Lead the way.
Okay, I don't know if that one comes up first. I have heard of your prowess, Green Mask, and together with my brain, we can make millions in the traffic of dope and smuggling. Join me, and you will be rich.
Oh, are you trying to figure out the narration came first, or
yeah,
the
this time I
narration
think it
in the
comes
corner
last.
there? Yeah, Sansin, that would give me great pleasure. I gladly join your outfit. What is our first step? Now, what do you think Green Mask is trying to do here?
Oh, he's doing a Green Hornet. He's trying to infiltrate the mobs and the Tong and all that. The Green Mask puts his plan to work.
Yeah, that's probably his plan right there, what you just mentioned.
First, there is small matter of disposing of Feng Li.
I know. He was king of Chinatown before he took over.
Precisely, I have kidnapped his valued daughter and unless he leaves country, she will be killed. Go tell him.
I'm on my way. I'll be seeing you. Narration's on the bottom.
Oh. Leaving Sansin, the Green Mask makes his way to Fong Li.
Good evening, Mr. Lee. I would like to speak to you. And I'll let you. I'll let you do all the Chinese guys.
The Green Mask.
Huh?
The Green Mask.
I know you governed Chinatown wisely and honorably before Sansin overthrew your rule. I've come to help you.
That scoundrel has kidnapped my daughter Lotus. She must not be harmed.
Lotus Lee. That sounds like a very pretty name, doesn't it?
Well, it's an LL. It's a superhero girlfriend name if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. I know. I fooled Sansin into thinking that I have joined his disreputable organization. Don't you just like how they use these big words back then?
Yeah, the letter like this isn't going to fit in the balloon.
look at how far it stretches the balloon there.
Disreputable organization. He could have said mob. 3 letters.
But you know something that's kind of good, because if you think about it, when kids were reading this back then, you know what I mean? It increases their vocabulary, right?
They were learning stuff.
Yeah. Disreputable organization. Do not worry about your daughter. I will see that no harm befalls her.
Many, many thanks. May the God reward you. I trust you implicitly. You have told. Oh, wait. Narration first.
Yeah.
It's like reading manga, only upside down. The Green Mask reports back to Sansin after visiting Fong Li. You have told the pig, Fong Li, to leave country? Good. We shall visit Lotus, his daughter.
What are you going to do to her, Sansin?
I shall wait until Fong Li departs. Then we will send back his daughter in a casket.
Not while I'm around, you murderous crook.
Good evening, fair Lotus. I come to tell you that your honorable father is going to leave country. You will join him later.
Go away, you evil pig! My father will see that you are all punished.
Narration at the bottom again.
Yes, I see. The Green Mask drops a note for Lotus to ease her anxiety. Come, you have work to do. This is technically the Green Mask, so
yeah, I know. I have spoken to your father. Do not worry, as I will see that no harm befalls you. The Green Mask.
Now, he was just there. He signed his name, but he still took time to draw the little green.
Yeah,
I got a special signature just for you.
And you notice his green mask is kind of more of a full on like cover the head.
Yeah. Tomorrow the SS Canton comes into port. You meet it tonight outside the 3-mile limit. Take off 10 cases of opium and 20 aliens. Go now.
Now, what do you think the 3-mile limit was?
International waters.
Yeah. In other words, the U.S. didn't have any
out of range of the Coast Guard. They have no jurisdiction.
Right. We're on our way.
Yeah. The Green Mask steps out to an outside phone and calls his aide, News Blake. Wait a second. Okay. The Green Mask steps out to an outside phone and calls his aide, News Blake, a reporter. I did not know he had an aide de camp named News, so it threw me.
Yeah. Yes, News. That's right. The SS Canton. I'll be in the speedboat. Have the Coast Guard ready it'll be another scoop.
But Lo Fang, San Sin's henchman, has trailed him and raises his knife.
No, you don't.
Die, traitor!
Oh, and look at that flip.
That's a good flip.
Yeah, that's a good judo move right there. You see that move in the right on the right there?
Yeah.
That's quite a nice judo move right there. Stick around and I'll call you up sometime. Now to get to the SS Canton.
The Green Mask and San Sin's men arrive at their fast speedboat.
Narration.
Oh, yeah. With the Green Mask at the controls, they go out to meet the SS Canton.
Okay, boys. We'll be there in 10 minutes. Oh, okay. I don't know if that was...
Yeah, either way. The opium and the aliens are quickly transferred to the speedboat. The speedboat leaves the liner on its way back to Chinatown.
Now, if only news gets here with the Coast Guard in time.
At that moment, the searchlight of the Coast Guard picks them up.
There they are, man. There's narration at the bottom on that last panel.
I'm still reading the word balloons to see what's going on. One of San Sin's men tries to remove all traces of evidence.
I think it's the man, Europe.
Oh, okay, I'll take him. Throw everyone overboard. The opium too.
I was giving you all the Chinese guys because you were doing so well with them. So cool off.
Yeah. You'll be canceled by tomorrow. The Green Mask stops the motors, and the Coast Guard draws alongside.
Ahoy, hands up. We're coming aboard.
News Blake steps aboard the speedboat with the Coast Guard officers.
Got here in time, boy. What a story. You're all under arrest. Listen carefully, News. As soon as you get ashore, get the police squad and go to San Sin's place. He has Lotus Lee, a captive there.
With a lightning dive, the Green Mask disappears into the murky waters.
He's gone. He hasn't come up. Drowned, all right. Don't fool yourself. He doesn't drown so quickly.
With the Chinese and opium safely captured, News hurries to the police.
I've got it on good authority. San Sin is holding Lotus Lee. What? We'll get the Chinatown squad. Hello? Give me the city dash. Hello? Chief? Hold the presses. I'm getting a scoop on the Lotus kidnapping. I'll call you later.
The Chinatown squad is on its way to San Sin's hideout.
This is it, man. Don't let anyone escape.
The Green Mask enters San Sin's hideout through a street sewer.
Coming up through the street sewers, huh?
He swam there all the way, probably.
Yeah. You're under arrest, San Sin. Where's Lotus Lee?
The police! The wily San Sin presses the hidden button and falls below. The police give chase. I didn't even see that text box. It just led right into the border.
Downstairs, men, after him.
They won't capture me?
Leave me alone.
Stop, or I'll kill Lotus Lee. Drop your guns, all of you.
I like how you do that. Not with with more of a calm persona there, as opposed to like panicking. That's funny. In that situation.
Again, Charlie Chan.
Yeah.
Always calm in the face of danger. As Sanson retreats, the Green Mask grabs him from behind. He spins Sanson around and crosses a terrific right to the Oriental's jaw.
What a shock! He's colder than a mackerel. There's your king of Chinatown. That's the end of Sanson's evil reign of terror. Now let peace return to Chinatown. Sorry, but I can't stick around. Wait a minute. Who are you? Bye! Let me get to a phone.
Before anyone could stop him, the Green Mask disappears through a hidden door to continue his fight against crime.
My identity must remain a secret, but I'll be seeing you. Extra! Green Mask escapes again. This is Chinatown smuggling ring. Broken up, Lotus Lee saved. Read all about it.
Follow the Green Mask in every issue.
And just think, this was the main feature of this book starting off, even though Blue Beetle would eventually kind of take over as kind of the lead later. You know that, RJ?
Oh, yeah.
Rex Dexter of Mars here. Dick Butler. A little sci-fi action there. We quickly go through this stuff until Billy Bounce, the Kid Detective. Chang.
Chang. Oh, no, it's probably not.
Chang. Wing Turner, Air Detective.
Yeah, you're right. The Green Mask's superpower must be being able to hold his breath, Woody, because he swam a long, long way.
Let's see. Enjoying Threat. I have no idea what that is. You have any idea, RJ?
Nope. I do not read Chinese.
Yeah, okay, that's just what you pointed out. Cue applause. Okay. All right, so let's continue. Let's see. Famous Detectives by Lee Harris. Real life personal interviews. Just looking through that a bit there. Zanzibar the Magician. There he is right there. All right, you want to read that part? Again, I'll let you have the narration here.
All right. Zanzibar the Magician. Famed statue missing. Strange disappearance of famed statue Venus de Milo. Baffles police. Occult reasons rumored. Police notify Zanzibar the Magician to investigate.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. By the way, the bottom there is where the artist signed.
Oh, Greg Tuska.
Yeah.
He is somebody.
George Tuska?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
We're leaving Earth. I guess. Going somewhere else. As Zanzibar walks through a narrow street, the ancient Greeks stare at him in awe. The ancient Greeks. He went back in time.
Little time travel there. Oh, chief of warriors, I have just seen a strange-looking person. Why don't you take the big guy right there, RJ?
I must see him.
There's a big
Bring
guy.
forth this odd creature.
Now the narration's back up.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's back on top. Yeah, you're right. The warriors suddenly surround the unsuspecting Zanzibar and bring him to their waiting leader. Strange one, what are you doing in our midst?
I've descended through the murky mist of time to find the beautiful Venus. Our world needs beauty. Without it, without it, it would stagnate.
Put this madman in chains. First of all, put this thief in chains. He's gone back in time to steal the Venus from its original creations point. Zanzibar speaks a few mystic words, and the guards are thrown back.
Zigark! Now, perhaps you will tell me where I can find Zeus.
Yes, yes, he lives among the ruins on the hilltop. Zanzibar walks up a winding path toward the house of Zeus. As he is about to enter, a dragon-like serpent emerges from the side of a mound. I'm not touching that.
What are you not touching?
Dragons emerging from mounds? No, not happening. With Zanzibar's magic words, the serpent's head is separated from its body.
Toza!
As he goes from room to room, Zanzibar enters Zeus's throne chamber.
I believe you're Zeus. I have come to take Venus back.
Zeus, the Greek god, stocky in proportions and very cynical of strangers, stares at Zanzibar.
Wow, again, look at that narration right there. Look at the word usage there.
Cynical in proportions and all that stuff.
Stocky in proportions and very you don't really see the vocabulary usage like that anymore, do you?
No.
You know, I mean, comics back in these days could be very educational because, just the idea of getting, developing your vocabulary more. Because the writers back then were like sitting here using the, bigger words. They weren't just simplifying it for everybody. So, what? Who are you? Venus is to be my bride.
Okay, well, she's his daughter, but okay, we'll go with that.
Hercules, throw this strange being to the lions.
Oh no!
Zanzibar gestures, and the slave is transformed into a bird.
What does this mean? You will have to fight me to win the beautiful Venus. Fair enough.
With a sledgehammer blow, Zanzibar catches Zeus on the chin. Furiously, Zeus fights back, but misses Zanzibar as he makes a flying leap.
Let me ask you something here, RJ. Does this Zeus kind of remind you of another Zeus?
I think it's supposed to be Zeus, but he reminds me more of a professional wrestler.
Or more of a mortal form of Zeus? You know who he's kind of reminding me of a little bit?
Oh, who's that?
Maxi Zeus.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Batman villain.
Right. Or at least how he was depicted in Batman the Animated Series, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just kind of noting that as I was reading there.
I'm just wondering what the writer's doing. I mean, the statue was stolen, so he goes back in time where Venus is a real person, and he's saying that Zeus took the Venus from their time, but now she's alive.
Well, some convoluted logic there, but that's probably what made the comic so enjoyable, right?
I guess. I'm hoping he figures this out before the end of the story.
Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see, because, look, there's some more fight scenes there, and then now...
As Zeus is struck against the wall, He reaches for a sword. Oh, that sneaky bastard. He's going to use a weapon. He raises his arm, ready to throw the sword. What? With a few magic words, Zanzibar changes Zeus into a statue.
Old tune. I'm so glad you've won, but how can I rid myself of these chains? That's simple. More narration.
Zanzibar gestures, and behold, the chains drop from her slim wrists. Blissfully, the two float back through the ages into the modern world. Another Zanzibar adventure in the next issue. So, no, he didn't wrap it up. He's bringing back a living woman from the past.
Doesn't that break a few sci-fi rules?
Yeah,
like the idea of messing around with the past, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess they weren't truly the gods that everyone thought they were.
Getting ready to move on here.
Yeah, that story was a bit of a hot mess.
But it was kind of fun anyways, right?
Oh yeah. Will Eisner.
Yeah, this is a tech story, so we'll just kind of look it over, but not really read it, because again, tech story is going to take forever to get through.
Oh yeah, they do.
The Waco Kid by author Teddy. Let's see, where are we at on? Oh, we're just barely at 36 minutes here. Let me get caught up on some of these chats here real quick here. So, and up the sewer, that was from back when let's see. The scan is particularly good, Woody. Mini skirts. Let's see. Just please stop pulling my beard. Oh yeah, that must have been that one scene that we saw, right, RJ?
When he grabbed the guard, the head guard, yeah.
Nice headless dragon. Interesting commentary here. Sound effects even. It looks like the Michelangelo Jehovah be breathing life into Adam.
Yeah, the big white beard and everything on him.
One frame even had his fingers similarly pointed.
Yep.
And Rick chimes in with very weak story for him.
Yeah, I mean, he just walks around, says a magic word, going home now.
Yeah. Yeah, but then it was only a 4-pager too, if you noticed. And here's the Waco Kid, Inspector Bancroft, ace investigator.
Michael Bancroft? Oh no.
No. And here we go. Here's the Blue Beetle. Let's see, by Charles Nicholas. Now, from what I understand, Charles Nicholas was the one who, I don't know. Some sources say that Will Eisner may have written this, done the script for this story, but Charles Nicholas was the one who did the art on this. Actually, RJ, if I'm gonna need to step away from the computer for a moment, so if you can entertain everybody, if you want to plug anything or whatever, plug your channel, your book while I'm gone. I'll be right back.
Pow, pow, pow. Blue Beetle does whatever. That's where it stops. There's nothing to really, you got Needle and Weedle. Yeah, no, sorry. Always make sure your superhero name can rhyme with something. That way, you can cash in on the licensing for a theme song. Yeah, the Bored Apes, Woody. I remember that. NFTs. I don't know. I knew that was this era's Beanie Babies on a short fuse. So I feel sorry for anybody who's got loads of money invested in those things because they are worthless. Uh, you, no one is ever going to resell an NFT, uh, especially when the people who created the art for the NFTs were a bunch of nobodies, b making crap art. I mean, it's not like Alex Ross said, "Here is this image of Superman, and it is the original one, and it's only available as an NFT." Even then, they're going to do what you did. If I like the image, I don't care if it's the original. If it's digital, I'm going screenshot, crop. Now I've got it. Um, the entire thing was a stupid scam from the beginning to separate people from their money. Uh, reason I did the whole Blue Beetle 1966 Spider-Man rig there was if you ever get a chance to watch the DC Showcase shorts, they did a Blue Beetle cartoon with Ted Kord and the rest of the Charlton heroes, Captain Atom, Nightshade, and the Question. And I forget which movie it was actually on the end of, but if you watch The Return of Black Adam on HBO, it's in that set that's with it. And they did the whole thing entirely as if it were the 1966 Spider-Man cartoon. Style, animation, music, bad jokes, everything.
The one frame even had his. Okay. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's one of the set of early NFTs called Bored Apes.
Yep.
that sold for big money when created, and then Riff just picked with Metabots, not worth monies. Okay.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm back, so let's go ahead and continue on here. Now, this story is only going to be 4 pages, but as we said, at this point, look at Woody had one more thing to say here. Boy, I love that stuff. I was 9 years old in 1966, and I was primed on Saturday mornings for Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. Yeah, I watched those cartoons as well, but when I would watch them, they were already in syndication. When I was watching them, they were.
That was the Fantastic Four with Herbie the Robot, because they didn't want anybody lighting themselves on fire.
Actually, there were 2. Well, okay, there was a 1967 Hanna-Barbera one that actually the 4 actual members of the Fantastic Four, including the Human Torch. And then the one you're talking about, Herbie, that was a new Fantastic Four that came out about 10 years after that one. Back around 1977, 78, around there. When the one you're talking about with Herbie the Robot came out.
Well, I would have much preferred the original one then, because
the original cartoon was the one that was done by Hanna-Barbera. It was actually, in fact, when I was watching it, it was they put it as part of the package show, the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera, or something like that, where they had a lot of the Hanna-Barbera 60s superheroes all in one package show.
Well, that's funny that Hanna-Barbera got it right, because Hanna-Barbera also did, I don't know whether it was before or after, I want to say it was slightly after, the Thing solo cartoons, where it was teenage Ben Grimm and his two rings that he would slam together. Thing ring, do your thing. And then it would be like he would change into the Thing, and then he would change back. But I think it was supposed to be where he was actually, I think he was actually a grown man, and whatever happened to him took him between teenager and Thing. He couldn't get back to where he was supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, Woody said he never heard of her. Well, Herbie was part of the 1977 the new Fantastic Four cartoon. So that was. But anyways, let's get back to this story. So we got the Blue Beetle here. So got some narration there, RJ.
All right. With guards standing by, an armored truck is being loaded with $80,000. The payrolls of several hundred poor, hardworking men who depend entirely on their week's pay to keep their families from starving. Suddenly, the quiet scene is changed into a deafening confusion.
Now, before you continue on to the next one, think about that, because this was still towards the end of the Great Depression. This was just before, still a couple years before we got into the war here. I like how they put that together right there. You know what I mean? That really spoke to the times that they were in. That was pretty.
If you take 80,000 and you divide it by several hundred, let's say several is 5. Divided by 100, you were getting $800. So, it's not much. That was being paid to these people. That's why they were poor.
Yeah. But anyways, continue. I just wanted to note that, just because the way they said that in that first, the way they put that together,
All right.
they spoke to the time there. So I thought that was an interesting thing.
Dan Garrett, a young policeman, dons the clothes of the Blue Beetle to rid the city of the worst criminals it has ever seen. Quickly and expertly, the money is transferred to the gangster's car.
Hurry up, you guys.
The thug's auto pulls away from the scene of murder. A moment later, a high-powered car leaves its hiding place and follows.
Boy, some neat haul. What dumb cops? Ha 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 ha.
Suddenly, the jubilant faces of the robbers are filled with terror when they see something on the windshield.
You want to do the thug right there?
The Blue Beetle!
The Blue Beetle's car forces the other car to stop. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll let you go.
No, go for it. I'm sorry.
Just jump out. Now, which one's the Blue Beetle's car? The yellow and blue one that looks like Wolverine bought a dragster?
I guess.
Okay.
Go for it. I'm sorry. I stepped on your narration line there.
The Blue Beetle's car forces the other car to stop, and the gangsters jump out. Can't do it. I can't do breaks. Throat's too torn up. Oh, I love that costume. The Blue Beetle goes into action.
Shock!
One gangster manages to grab the powerful and elusive foe of the underworld.
Hit him, Jake!
Oh, no! Knock him across the street! Oh, I thought that was the same guy I'd voiced before. Orange.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it is. I just didn't know.
The Blue Beetle evades the terrific blow.
Hey, you hit Blackie. Oh!
The leader of the thugs knocks him unconscious with the butt of his gun.
Throw him into the car and let's go.
In their hideout, the gangsters are counting the money which they had stolen.
Let's see. 80 grand, a neat 5 minutes work. Let's celebrate, then I'll take care of the Blue Beetle.
As they leave, a bill flitters to the ground, unnoticed by the thugs. The Blue Beetle struggles to it and grasps it. With the money, he hobbles to a nearby window.
I hope they don't come in now. That is a very interesting, and that is kind of so that is actually similar to his more superheroic costume. I thought I guess it was only the first story. I guess it was only the first story he was still dressed in the business suit.
He slips the bill under the slightly open window. Below, a newspaper boy notices it.
Gee, a $20 bill.
And this is why you know it's fiction, folks, takes it to a policeman.
I found it near this building, Mr. Manigan. Sure, and I'd like to see it, Tim. By golly, it's one of the marked bills from that bank robbery this morning. Faith, Faith, I'd better call headquarters and tell them to search this building.
That's police headquarters. Yeah. It's like I know this serial number in my head. Out of the 80,000, I memorized all of them.
And then okay.
Yeah. At police headquarters.
Send a flying squad to 101 Perch Street immediately. Right, Chief.
Flying squad? Okay. Soon, police cars roar through the streets toward the gangsters' hideout.
Like my sound effect?
Yeah, we got to make them up. Meanwhile, the head of the bank thieves, decides to do away with the Blue Beetle. Oh, now you decide that.
Finish him off now, boss. We got to get out of town. You'll never get the chance.
It's an inch from his throat. Come on. What do you mean you'll never get the chance is now? Suddenly, the thugs hear police sirens. Panic-stricken, they run out the door.
Cops, let's scram! Ow!
The leader leads. Good, that's a job. Oh, no, the leader leaps to a closet, grasping a ring attached to the floor of the closet. He lifts the trap door.
So the fools left me, eh? Well, the police will not get me. I'm taking the money for myself.
The Blue Beetle cuts his bonds with a knife, which the gangster had dropped. Picking up a chair, he hurls it at the window. Okay, periods are a thing. Yeah, okay, they're just real tiny.
Crash!
In the basement, the leader of the bank thieves drives out a secret door.
I missed a chance to kill the Blue Beetle, but on 80 grand, I'll live like a king. Yeah, on one hand, yeah, I didn't kill the good guy, but on the other hand, I'll take this money and I'll be rich.
Yeah, 80,000. So many of these comics make me remember Dr. Evil's first appearance in Austin Powers. $1 million, and everyone just like, that's all you want, okay?
Well, 80,000, but you have to think about it. 80,000 back then probably was
big bucks, yeah.
Back then, back in 1939.
Right.
Maybe today it's chump change probably for most people, but back in 1939, 83 years ago, probably quite a bit of money, right?
Oh yeah. As the gloating thug drives out, the Blue Beetle stands poised on the windowsill of the third story.
It's my only chance to stop that fiend.
Holy cow, he's gonna... Never mind. Wow, that's a superhero move.
Those foolish men of mine are probably caught by now, but not me. I have brains. Ha. Yeah, so look,
they're about to be spattered all over the windshield.
That Blue Beetle's about to get him. Smash!
Sometime later, Mannigan comes into the police office dragging the unconscious leader of the gangsters.
Sure, and this is the last one.
They've got the unconscious gangster giving the cops dialogue.
You yeah, that kind of a little. You want to say that since it's technically the cops' dialogue, probably.
Sure, and this is the last one. I found him lying near a hydrant. In the home of Tim, the newspaper boy, whose alertness helped round up the gang and save the Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle!
Gosh, he's wonderful. You should have seen what he did to that crook, and he gave me all this money.
Next morning, Dan is on his beat. The police did a fine job.
Too bad I wasn't there, Manigan.
Dan Garrett will again be with you in the next issue to play the stirring role of the Blue Beetle.
Let's see where we're at on
Well,
time.
his costume doesn't hide any of his face. It's just like his face is all out there. It did look like a medieval knight, though. I like that chainmail kind of tunic.
Yeah. Okay, let's get caught up on. You would think he would drive a Volkswagen. I wonder if they were making Volkswagens yet.
He'd drive because it's a Beetle. He'd drive a blue Beetle. Ha ha ha! The Question used to drive a Volkswagen Beetle in the DC series, but his Volkswagen Beetle, what was the body sitting on top of a Ferrari chassis? So it was a stealth car. Nobody would look at it, but it could move.
Cobb has eidetic memory, which I guess is referring to how he was able to remember the serial number. Laugh out loud, RJ. And then Rick chimes in. Not today. We'll live. Not today. We'll live like. Yeah. You're right, Rick. You wouldn't on $80,000. You probably wouldn't live like a king today.
No,
that's the whole point. Cop needs an Irish accent.
For, a year. Yeah, you do okay for a year or half a year, depending on how you spend it.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Is the Blue Beetle giving the bank money? I guess that was.
Yeah, where did you come up with the money at to give to the kid?
I like Blue Beetle. I think if I were back then, I would have invested my life savings. All right. So, anyways, we'll kind of breeze through we're not even at an hour yet, so we might be able to actually get through a few of the stories in the other book. Let's just kind of go through the rest of just real quickly looking through the rest of these for the art aspect. D13 Secret Agent.
These Secret Agent stories were easy to write. You just pick a letter, pick a number, hyphenate them, and there you go.
The Bengal, Denny Scott of the Bengal Lancers by L. Mayer. Captain Lieutenant Drake of the Naval Intelligence.
He was he was very smart about belly buttons.
Uh-huh. All right, so now that we've wrapped that up, now let's go check out another one of Fox, as we said, Wonderland Comics number 5.
Was it Wonderland or Wonder World?
Wonder World, sorry, Wonder World. Yeah. Look at that. Now the reason they start with 3 here is because the first 2 issues of this comic were actually simply called Wonder Comics. Oh, okay. And then at issue 3 they changed it to Wonder World. So, and of course let's see, we might actually get through a few stories here. Let's start off, of course, with the Flame story. And then we'll see what we can find, because we're just coming up on 59 minutes right now, so got plenty of time here to get through some of this stuff. Going through them pretty quickly too. So that's the Flame right there.
Ah, nice costume.
Now, from what we have talked about before, I know you weren't with me the last time, RJ. I think it was might have been Tim or Rick who was with me when we looked at this guy earlier. This guy could actually sit there and travel through flames.
Okay.
He could materialize himself from any flame that's used. So, and we have, of course, among some of the other features in this include K-51, Spies at War, Yarko the Great, Spark Stevens of the Navy. So, all right. So,
well, Rick, this Flame is, I'm sure, absolutely public domain. You could bring him into your comic. Find a way to cross worlds. Just do a little alternate dimension story and have him step through.
I need to tip my flame versus this flame. It was me that was with you. Okay. All right. I was trying to remember. Go through so many. Chun Chisholm, the Cattle King of New Mexico. Okay, and here's the flame.
I will be the flame.
The Flame by Basil Barold. All right, RJ, there's some narration dialogue right there.
Is that narration? Right? Oh, that's okay. That's his speech bubble. You want me to be his speech?
Oh, that speech. I thought.
Yeah, it's squared, but it's got a tail to him, and it's speaking in first person. So I'm assuming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll let you be the flame this time. I'll let you be the hero this time.
I'll handle the racketeers who have infested the building construction business. Too many innocent people have been killed by their greed and dishonesty. In the courtyard of a modern apartment house, happy youngsters are at play when suddenly the walls are crumbling. The walls are crumbling. Without warning, great cracks open in the concrete walls, and soon the entire structure comes crashing to the ground. For hours, ambulances and wrecking crews are kept busy removing the dead and injured.
Wow. Now, think about that. Now, I don't know if they still would do that here in modern comics, but do they talk about dead people in comics?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
If you're not a hero and you die, you stay dead.
Yeah. I don't know if you notice the scan's a little screwy here. You notice that?
I can see that they, that you got the wrinkles of the pages, so it's an actual photograph of the scan. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it seems like it's a little off too. It's like a little
tilted. Probably the pages were loose and torn.
Yeah. You notice kind of how it slants?
Yeah. This is from Glenn Valstorf's collection. He stamped his name on the front page. Oh, and these pages are so torn, yeah. In the office of the housing commissioner.
Gentlemen, we've come to a sorry state when people are always in fear of their very homes crashing down on them. The investigation has gone on for days without any results. Our efforts have been hamstrung at every turn by corrupt politicians. We know that rotten building material has caused this disaster. It is just as I said, Stone. The cops. I'm sorry.
Different guy. Yeah.
You want to do him?
It's just as I said, Stone. Cops can't touch us. We've outsmarted them.
I know Rattler and Stone are crooked builders. I know they're responsible. Can't we arrest them? Want to do the other guy right there, the guy in green?
Yeah. No, we have to have concrete evidence. Besides, they have political influence.
Interesting how they use the term concrete, because for this story, considering what we're talking about here, there's almost like a double entendre intended there.
Yeah, it's almost like Swiftyism. For Swiftisms, check that out on Google sometime. The guy who wrote Tom Swift would use words that had a meaning that paralleled what was going on, like concrete evidence for concrete buildings.
All right. Continuing on. I gave you a guy in olive there.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out whether he's good guy or bad guy. He's bad guy. They just okay. Oh, Rattler is the bad guy. They were mentioning him, not talking to him. Okay. Well, Rattler, it's a shame that apartment house went down so soon. So embarrassing. Let's hope our new warehouse on Dock Street lasts a little longer.
Don't you think we ought to take a little vacation?
Suddenly, a door is flung open, and the Flame stands framed in the doorway. You're not going on any trip, not just yet.
Who are you? What do you want?
You're going to make
that was you. That was you.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
Who are you? What do you want? You're going to have to make amends for what you've done. Then you can take your trip to jail.
Let go of him and get out of here before I call the police. It also looks like there's some wear on this page too. You know.
Oh yeah, this was a worn copy. With a lightning leap, the Flame leaps. Well, yeah, with a lightning leap, the Flame leaps onto the desk. No, you don't, Rattler. This affair is just between ourselves. As for you, Stone, I wouldn't try using that gun. It might backfire. Like this! Some convincing may do you a lot of good too, Rattler. I'll be back for your answer soon. Wait a second, what was the question? There was no question.
I guess.
A few minutes later, oh, my head. He packs a wallop, but he won't get away with it. I'll have Ripper Davis take care of him.
Ripper? Wonder what kind of criminal Ripper Davis might be.
I don't know.
But with a name like Ripper, maybe
He's got to be some kind of a fighter,
or maybe even an assassin. Maybe an assassin who specializes in ripping his targets to shreds.
Ooh. Next morning, Ripper calls on Stone.
What's up, Chief? You look kind of bruised.
Shut up and listen. The Flame barged in here yesterday and nearly wrecked the place. Get him for me. You'll know him by his costume, yellow and red. He also wears a mask.
He's good as put away, Chief. Leave him to me.
The scene shifts to a cellar tavern in a squalid section near the riverfront. Does any riverfront have a really nice Tony section of bars and restaurants? Or is it always like, just, isn't that kind of prejudice against dock workers? Oh, y'all just tear the place up and you're seedy. Come on. There's a new restaurant down by the dock.
That is kind of the impression you get from this time period.
Yeah. Well, it's all the time. It's like, if it's down by the docks, it's, don't go there. Okay, you scrolled past the narration there. Okay, inside the smoke-filled den, Ripper starts to carry out his boss's orders.
Scram, Mole. I've got something I want to say to the boys. This is an easy job, but you'll be paid well. We're gonna rub out some wise guy who got fresh with the chief. Say, who's the mug sitting there? Or say, who's the mug sitting there? I've got a hunch he's been listening to us. This mug's been listening to what we've been saying. We can't take chances. You want to do that guy right there?
Come here, bud. We're going to get you going over. I think it's down. Is that so? I'm pretty handy with my own. And then back up. Realizing he can no longer keep his identity a secret, The flame throws off his outer garment and whips into action.
Look at that. Boom!
Yep, good action shot. With more booms.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a steel wire is looped over the flame's head as a lead pipe comes crashing down. Binded securely, not bound? Okay. Binded securely, the unconscious flame is carried through a dingy alley and thrown into a waiting car.
Again, look, you notice with the word usage there?
Yeah. Through the dark waterfront streets, the thug's car speeds to an unfinished warehouse on Dock Street. They come to a halt, and the flame is carried into the warehouse.
You done a swell job, boys. The chief ought to be tickled. Oh boy, tickled. The way they used that word back then.
Yeah.
Keep guard over him while I make a phone call. We've got him, boss. Tied up like a fish in a net. What happens now?
Okay, hold everything till I get there. I'll dispose of him in a way that will leave no traces. I'll call Radler. He will enjoy this as much as I will. Later, the two racketeers, Radler and Stone, speed to the warehouse. It's working out swell.
I think you're both Radler and Stone, I think.
Oh, yeah, just as we planned. After we knock off the flame, we can take that vacation. I wonder who that guy is. Well, here we are. Let's get it over with. That's you.
Oh. I hear footsteps. That must be the boss now.
Yes, that's him, all right. You did a neat job, Ripper. So, Mr. Wise Guy, you stuck your nose into our affairs and mauled us around. Well, you're going to pay for it, and plenty more. Pick him up, boys, and come with me. Just drop him into the mold of fresh concrete. When it hardens, we'll dump him into the river.
That was quite a common way gangsters would try to get rid of people back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you didn't dump him into a mold of concrete wall and then dump him in the river. You just put his feet in a bucket. As the thugs lift him from the floor, the flame braces himself and, with a mighty surge of strength, his muscles bulge to tremendous size. The flame bursts his bonds and leaps to his feet.
Wow, what a dramatic escape, isn't that, RJ?
Yeah, like you waited long enough.
Well, maybe you had to gather evidence.
Yep. Now, you rats, you're going to get a beating you'll never forget. Heedless of the chattering machine guns, the flame lunges forward. The gangsters drop before the flying fists of the angered flame. Suddenly, his attention is caught by a boiler at the end of the room. This gives me an idea.
Interesting story, huh, RJ?
I'm following this one much better than I did old Zanzibar, what's his name?
Zanzibar the magician?
Yeah. Oh, no, this is not that guy. This is your guy.
The wall is shattered. The whole building is shaking. It's collapsing. We're trapped.
With a deafening roar, they are buried in the debris. For a moment, there is deathly silence. Then a figure stirs and rises. It is the flame. His flame gun soon cuts through the girders.
Doesn't that image remind you of something? Remind you of some cartoons?
Oh, yeah, some old Superman stuff.
Uh-huh.
Free of the tangled wreckage, he leaves the scene hurriedly. They're dead, killed in their own trap.
Killed in their own death trap.
Oh, yeah, in their own death trap, which they didn't want that one to be a death trap. That was their warehouse.
Yeah.
An instant before the rotten material in the structure gives way to the strain, a red-draped figure dives gracefully into the river as the building comes crashing to earth. That's a dive? That's a cliff dive, man. Wow. The next morning, housing shakeup. Aided by a mysterious cloaked figure known only as the Flame, Commissioner Dietz has smashed racketeering on building something. New slum clearance pushed. New homes for the poor as a result of stuff. Who is the Flame? Anyone having information as to his identity, call somebody. And then follow the exciting adventures of the Flame in the next issue.
I don't know if... Yeah, okay. I didn't see that part, but there's another magician there, Yarko, and when Rick was on with... Yeah, now I remember, Rick was on with me before, because Rick does a great Yarko the Great, but we're going to skip him. Shorty Shortcake by Jerry Williams. See, where are we at on time here? Hour 16, so we still got some time there. Let's see.
Yeah.
Shorty Shortcake.
What else I have in mind there? Patio Day
Newsreel reporter
by Barreau. That, I think, is a narration box right there.
Oh, we're doing this one? Okay.
Yeah.
Patty and her assistant Ham cover salvaging of a liner from the waters of the Caribbean. A find has just been signaled from below.
Here comes the diver up now. You want to do the diver?
Stuff you want is all together. Haul away.
Get ready to shoot, Patty.
No, you don't. No pictures allowed of this load.
Say, that sounds suspicious. That was an American ship, and these salvagers are foreigners. I wonder what's behind this.
I wish they'd have told me they were foreigners before I gave him an accent. That night,
there they go, taking the stuff ashore. Wait. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out where the tail was, but I just know. Oh, there they go, taking the stuff ashore. Let's follow them in our boat.
they're being followed by that launch. Sink them. Now that I know he's German, probably.
And the reason I'm doing Patio Days, I always like trying to do at least one female story when possible.
Sure.
So. Our boat is riddled, Ham. We're sinking fast. How are you, Patty? Land doesn't seem far away. Let's swim for shore. I don't think I can make it, Ham.
Oh, no. Oh, look in the bottom right corner of that panel.
A shark. That looks like a shark's fin.
Ham turns in horror to see a great black fin cutting the water. He whips out a knife, because he's Batman, and turns to meet the threatened attack.
Keep going, Patty.
With a deadly stroke, Ham rips the monster's belly open and swims back.
Ho-ho-ho-ho-ho!
To aid Patty to the distant coral beach.
There's the house where the other boat landed. Let's find a way to get in there.
but a silent figure furtively watches their every move.
Wonder who that guy could be. Have any ideas, RJ?
He's got no face. I'm going for the question.
Well, maybe not the question, but you think he's either one of the gangsters, he's either one of the bad guys, or maybe he's a federal agent. Here we go. Here we go over the wall. I hope nobody sees us. I'll let you do the gangster there.
Reach for the sky, you two. Now, march to the house.
I'll let you do all the bad guys here.
Okay. You may be newsreel people or something more. I have my suspicions. Anyway, the pretty young lady can cheer up our lonesome stay here.
Oh, look at that. You see what he's doing to her?
Yeah, he's playing with her chin.
Now, that wasn't considered all that bad back. That wasn't considered that bad of a gesture back then. But how do you think women might respond to that today?
Oh, sexism, misogyny.
Yep.
It was a power move. So,
Yeah. Keep your dirty hands off Patty. Oof.
Put both of them in the lower dungeon. We'll soon find out why they followed us here.
Gee, Ham, I'm scared. Buck up, Patty. We'll get out of here, all right. Ham, this dungeon is below sea level, and the tide is rising. Now we got to do something. You're up.
Meanwhile, upstairs, I'm going to see how our prisoners are enjoying their swim.
Yes, you stay up on my shoulders. Quiet. Somebody's at the trap door.
The trapdoor above slowly opens.
Get him, Patty!
Pulls him in.
Grabs. Never mind him. Give me a boost up.
Quietly, they creep along.
One gone. Look out, Ham. Here come two more. Don't worry, I'll take them. Take them. Boom! Boom!
One punch, two gone. That man's a beast.
He does, if you think about it, he does kind of look like a big guy. And with the way they drew his face right there, he looked kind of mean, nasty too.
This is a Beauty and the Beast, Angel and the Ape kind of comic.
Yeah. Something to that effect. I'll take these guns. We may need them. Look, these are papers of the State Department. They recovered from that sunken American ship. It all begins to clear up now. See, Ham, it wasn't the ship's cargo those foreigners were after. It was this case of United States secret papers. We must return them to the government as soon as possible.
Wouldn't the government have gone after them quickly rather than, letting some salvage boat go out there that was publicly known because there were reporters on board wanting to cover the story?
There's their boat, empty at the dock. I hear someone coming. You beat it for the boat. I'll cover you. Bang! Bang! Hurry, Ham. There come more of them. There come more of them after you. Give her the gas, Patty.
And untie the rope. The boat starts away after Patty has cleverly looped the hawser to the posts of the rickety dock. Oh, she did it on purpose, and she had confidence in the boat engine.
And look what happened.
Yep.
There's a town. We'll head right in. Why, this is Las Vegas, and that's the Pan American Clipper. We're in luck.
Okay. Hold on.
What? Hold on for what?
I know where Las Vegas is. It's not a port city.
Somebody has a pretty active imagination, don't they?
This is like, this is like, oceanfront property in Arizona. No. And there's definitely no oceanfront property in Nevada.
Yeah, it's a little far out. It's almost like maybe they confused Atlantic City with Las Vegas.
Yeah. That's probably what they did do, because it's fortunate we're New York bound. From what you tell me, you'll want to get those papers to Washington right away.
Yeah, that must have been the goof right there. They must have actually, it must have technically been maybe it was Atlantic City that they went into, but they said Vegas instead.
I don't even know if Atlantic City was a gambling town in 1939.
I think it is now. I know that much.
Yeah. At the New York office.
I'll send these by special plane. You two rest up. Okay, Chief.
Next day.
Look, a personal letter of thanks from the president. I'll put this among my treasured souvenirs.
Where does Patty's thrilling life take her next? See next issue.
Now, I don't know if you saw earlier in the story here, RJ, but Patty O'Day is a newsreel reporter, and Ham is basically her assistant / photographer.
Cameraman, yeah.
So that's what made this story kind of,
Oh yeah, she's the reporter. He's the cameraman. Only he's also big and bulky and bodyguard and everything else.
Yeah. Let's see. No, just because the cell is below sea level, the tide comes into it. Just bad construction.
Well, it's probably built by those guys in the Flame story. Hey, that's what he said.
And what he does is they laughing out loud. So we're an hour and a half, so we can keep going. Then we still got plenty of time. I know there's some more good stories in here. A couple other features that we'll probably hit up here soon enough. Let's see. Master Sleuth of the Orient. Oh, look at that! Look at that girl right there.
Yeah. Just getting some good girl art in the comics here now.
That was something. Wouldn't you have wanted to have her jump out into your lap from those pages?
Oh, not likely. They tended to want to kill people all the time.
Dex Maxon, another West. Yeah, the nice thing about a lot of these comics back then is the variety you had. I mean, even in these early days, yeah, you did have the superhero stories, but you also had westerns, you had detective stories, you had all kinds of stuff. You notice that, RJ?
Oh yeah, variety of genre.
Yeah, wonders that are true. Nature Stove. So let's look at this interesting little piece there. Nature Stove. Mrs. William Bohr ate an egg cooked for her on a hot sidewalk during a blistering summer day.
Really? I don't think it gets that hot on the sidewalk, even when it's hot. And secondly, you'd have to put some oil down, or otherwise the egg is just going to stick to the concrete.
That's it. Well, it says here wonders that are true.
Yeah, I don't think it's true.
Human Target. Sam Yale colored working in a local.
Because that's important. That's important now.
Working in a local sideshow here was refused insurance because of the dangerous work he had to perform daily. He is a professional target. Okay. Let's see. Oh. It's 3 no-hit run. Okay. It's 3 no-hit run games. Okay. Mailbirds. Let's see. Mailbirds. Farmer Jonah Wilkins found to his amazement that birds made a home in his mailbox. He has not been receiving much mail for about a year. Lately, he has been receiving birdseed samples from a mail order house.
So what? The birds are sending out orders and just having it's like bird Uber. Just drop the seeds in the box. Thanks. Delivery.
Oh, Springfield, Ohio. Okay, so this probably what they pitched 3 no-hit run games was all about. Springfield, Ohio. Cy Young, famed pitcher, is now working on a farm out here. He pitched for 22 years, won 511 games out of 893, 3 no-hit, 1 no-hit, no-run contests with Cleveland and Boston of the major leagues. So, all right, that's probably what that was. You notice how they had these how back in these days too they had these little segments too in the comics. As I've mentioned before, the comics back in these times were more akin to what we know, what we kind of know highlights to be nowadays, right?
Yes.
Don Quixote, K-51 Spies at War, Mob Buster Robinson. Here's another good one by Harold Vance. Now this one went through a few interesting title changes. I think they settled on but originally it was called Gangbuster Robinson. So this basically this guy's a lawyer who is basically going after the rackets, of the time.
Okay.
So just to give you a little heads up there. So you're going to Squeal, huh? I'm going to visit the DA. I'm afraid he's getting wise to us. I'm going to give him a private lesson.
Good idea, boss.
Hello, DA. Glad? Hello, DA. Glad to see me? Can't say that I am. Listen, you. I've got power in this town. You'd better keep your nose out of my affairs or else. You and who else? Listen, Wilkins, it's my business to stick my nose in criminal affairs. I'll get you for this, you.
Did you tell him something, boss?
Shut up. Round up the boys and tell them to come to my office. Listen, boys, the DA is wise, so keep your rods handy. Now, RJ, what do you think rods was? What do you think rods?
Oh, that's guns. I watch enough noir. I know what rods are. Heaters.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's what it is. Okay, narration.
Mullins and his henchmen arrive at Robinson's apartment.
Nobody answers the door. Nobody answers. The door is open. Okay, boys, let them have it.
Let's form a circle and shoot at each other in the center. Oh, joy.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense, right?
Yeah. The gang fell for Robinson's ruse as he was watching them from behind a curtain.
Just as I thought, they were out to get me. Lucky I placed that dummy on my bed.
As the gangsters ride to their old hideout, Robinson trails them. The mobsters walk to their motorboat, which is tied to an old shack. Careful, she's going to take off in that boat and pull your shack apart. At Mullen's order, the men motor toward his yacht.
Now that the DA is out of the way, we can proceed with our smuggling.
Unknown to Mullins and his gang, Robinson peers at them through the thick marshes in his tidy reddies.
Yeah. I hope I can reach it before they leave.
Robinson swims the whole distance underwater to Mullins' yacht, holding his breath, a trick he learned from the Blue Beetle.
Made it.
As he clambers up the bow, one of the crew spies him. Yeah. Robinson catches him with a quick blow to the chin and sends him reeling.
Up on your dukes, Robinson.
Quick as lightning, Robinson lands a terrific right to Mullins' jaw. The mob leader tumbles head forward down the down the companionway. Okay, I'll go with that. I don't know what that is.
This should put you in cold storage for a while. You need some boxing lessons.
It's supposed to be companionway, and it's a raised window and hatchway. Okay, so they didn't spell it right. That's what threw me.
Huh. Did somebody say something about that?
No, I looked it up. I wanted to know what a companionway was. It's a companionway. It's just a hatch, a window, open window.
Huh.
One of Mullins' henchmen suddenly lunges at Robinson with a knife.
Take this, you. There's narration right there.
As the gangster, then it left.
Then I brought it back up. I was just double checking.
As the gangster is about to strike, Robinson lifts him and throws him bodily among the other thugs. Quickly, Robinson catches the last mobster by the wrist as he is about to fire.
Now that's a visual that's in a lot of cartoons and it's in a lot of cartoons. It's in pro wrestling. It's in comics where you take one guy and just throw him onto a bunch of other guys, right?
Yep.
That's quite common, actually.
It's dramatic.
That's for you. You missed, bud. Bang!
With a quick left to the jaw, the thug topples backward.
Here, John, the rest of your scurvy lot.
Knocking one by one down the companionway. Now they got it right. The furious mobsters fire at Robinson from below. As Robinson searches the boat for clues to what? He enters the powder room.
Well, probably for whatever they're trying to smuggle.
Well, they're trying to kill him. That's what he needed to know.
Yeah. Well, also, though, they were talking about, if you remember one of the previous panels, they were talking about how now that he was gone, they get their smuggling. Smuggling jewels from South America.
Really? Do the jewels have a little tag on them that says "Made in South America"? He carries boxes of dynamite to the top of the cabin.
Dynamite?
Yeah.
Is that anything like dynamite?
Yeah, but it's just it only explodes after 6 p.m. With the treasure, Robinson descends to the motorboat.
There he goes. Get him. All right. There he goes. Get him.
As Robinson motors a short distance, the cannon from the yacht booms.
You missed, you fool. Try again.
Before they can fire another shot, Robinson aims at the boxes of high explosives on the cabin of the ship. With a perfect hit, the yacht shatters to bits.
Too bad that some men realize too late that crime does not pay.
Another thrilling mob buster Robinson story next month.
So, what did you think of that story, RJ?
If you're DA, you don't need cops. You just go out and shoot people. You don't need to put the mask on. You're the DA. Go kill them.
Actually, if you think about it, that we do know of a DA superhero, don't we?
Oh, several.
The one
Vigilante
that
used to
comes
be
to
one.
mind first for me is Matt Murdock, Daredevil.
Daredevil. No. He wasn't a DA. He was defense.
Oh, he was a defense attorney. Okay,
public defender. But now Adrian Chase was the district attorney.
Yeah, Manhunter.
Vigilante.
Oh, yeah, Vigil. Okay. Yeah, okay, and then Dynamite. Yeah. So let's see, we're at hour 41. I think it might be a good time to wrap. We can just flash through the rest of it because we're gonna be coming up on an hour 45, and time to get the this day in each history in, and then finish up. What do you say, RJ?
I think that's a great idea.
We read quite a few stories tonight. Actually, a couple more than I thought we'd get through, which is a little surprising. And Sparks, even this is another one we would read before the Flame was introduced. This is about a couple of Navy guys. All right then, from the collection of JVJ scanned by Ontology on 5/27/10. So I guess May 27th, 1910. Wonderworld Comics number 5. Fox September 1939. That was the cover date. Book was previously scanned. Yeah. So, anyways, George Tuska. Let's see. Flame by Lou Fine, I guess they're saying. Yarko the Great, Will Eisner, S.M. Iger did Shorty Shortcake. Adolph Barreau did Patio Day. Anyways, so there we go. So, RJ, how did you like our selections tonight?
It was a different selection for me. I'm used to always seeing, the same people. So this was a whole new set of characters to get to know.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. That's why having the rotating guests is pretty good at times because you guys get a little bit of. But again, as we're doing this, we're trying to give samples of what was going on back then and what was being presented too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're at an hour 45. So I think let's start to wrap things up. What I'm going to do now is today being Friday, December 23rd, 2022. Why don't we go ahead and take a look back at this day in each history? History! So just reminding myself a little bit here. 1932, 1992. All right. So, anyways, let's just make sure we're top here. 1940. Okay. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look back at this date. So, first off, we're going to head back 90 years ago today. As on this date back in 1932, Fleischer Studios would release one of their screen songs animated shorts called "Time on My Hands." Directed by Dave Fleischer, the song featured in this screen song, "Time on My Hands," was a popular song that was published in 1930. Summary: a fisherman deals with rebellious worms. A diver flirts with a Betty Boop-like mermaid who becomes Ethel Merman, singing the title song in live action, followed by a bouncing ball. Now, I've seen some of the, recently, because I've been watching a few more classic cartoons. I've seen some of these. So I think Fleischer at the time, one of the, aside from, of course, Betty Boop and eventually the Popeye cartoons, they had started doing, screen song animated shorts where basically, in fact, I think one of the first Popeye cartoons was that as well, where you'd sing, where I'm Popeye the Sailor Man, you'd follow the bouncing ball, So they were doing a lot of these back then, but 90 years ago, "Time on My Hands," the screen song animated short, premiered on this date in theaters 90 years ago, back in 1932. So there we go with that. And what he said, history. Yep. So moving on to the next piece of niche history. Hold on. I guess Woody just, let's see. They also invented the follow the bouncing ball thing. Yep. That was what we were just talking about, Woody. So let's see. The next thing, we head to 1947, which was 75 years ago today. As on this date, 75 years ago today, the one and only issue of Blackstone the Magician from EC went on sale on this date back 75 years ago today, featuring the two Blackstone stories and Happy Hula Hands. I'm guessing this is some kind of magician. Let's see, Blackstone the Magician Detective. I'm guessing this is some kind of magician anthology where the characters were all like magicians.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Hula Hands. So anyway, on this date, 75 years ago, the one and only issue of Blackstone the Magician went on sale from EC. So, which I guess was a comic book company. We'll definitely get into all that.
Yeah, Blackstone was the he had a radio program.
Okay, and now moving on to the next piece of niche history. Let's see. On this date, 30 years ago today, back in 1992, the anime movie, I believe, let's see, an anime movie based on the Fatal Fury games, Fatal Fury: Legend of the Hungry Wolf, would premiere in Japanese theaters on this date back in 1992. So 30 years ago today, Nippon Ad Systems and Studio Comments Fatal Fury: Legend of the Hungry Wolf, which was an anime movie based on the fighting game Fatal Fury, premiered in Japanese theaters on this date 30 years ago, back in 1992. So there we go with that one. And also, one last piece of niche history. On this date 20 years ago today, let's see, from the Ford Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, WWE held its Monday Night Raw event. The main event saw Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross defeat Lance Storm, William Regal. Booker T and Goldust would retain the World Tag Team Championships over Chris Jericho and Christian. In a 6-woman tag match, you saw Jacqueline, Stacy Keibler, and Status defeat Ivory, Molly Holly, and Victoria. Test defeated D'Lo Brown via DQ. Opening match of the night saw Kane and Rob Van Dam defeat 3-Minute Warning, Jamal and Rosie. With Rico in their corner. Jamal and Rosie were, of course, two members of the Inoue family. Jamal would eventually become Umaga, and Rosie, at some point after this, he would actually start teaming up with Shane Helms, in his superhero gimmick. Superhero, basically, one of the jokes was that Rosie was the superhero in training. And it was kind of a joke if you can pick up on the acronym there. Superhero in training. Can you pick up on the acronym?
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So basically, and you did see the Hurricane defeat Christopher Nowinski. So, anyways, that's all we have for history tonight, guys. Let's see. And with that, I thank everybody for being here. Now, programming note. Okay. I was just reading your private chat there, RJ. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up here, and hopefully you can stick around for just a couple minutes for post show, real quick. But, anyways, programming note: this Sunday we're not going to be doing weekend edition, only because of the fact my family. Thanks, Mike, RJ. No problem, Woody. My family is going to be doing something Sunday night, so we won't be doing a weekend edition this weekend, but we will be back next weekend. But we will be back here on Monday, start up again with the nightly niche news. So I hope you guys will come back then for that. Next Friday, of course, when we return for our next edition of the weekly of our historical comic retrospect, we'll be finishing up July of 1939, focusing in on Quality and United Feature Syndicate. So we'll probably be reading the clock a little bit. Next week, my co-host will be Rick Piper of Cross Comics. Okay, see you sometime next week. Well, Rick, you're scheduled to be with me next Friday, so I will hopefully see you there. With that, guys, I thank you all for being here. Hope to see everybody back here on Monday. Bye.